Hi, I'm Marc Allen from Roland. The rise in popularity of what have come to be known as hybrid events has brought a real change to the face of live event production. It's remote attendees and presenters now commonplace. Although mostly born out of necessity, hybrid events have become cemented as a permanent option, even as traditional live events return to normal. The AV switcher you choose to be at the heart of your hybrid event setup is of course critical. And Roland have a number of models that are undeniably ideal for hybrid events. In this video, I'm going to have a closer look at the V-60HD, which has proven to be a real favourite for professionals, and I'll be focusing mainly on the features that they've identified as particularly useful for hybrid events. Before I get into all the technical features, what frequently strikes users immediately is the sturdy build quality that Roland is renowned for. You can see straight away that it's designed from the ground up to be repeatedly set up, connected, packed down, moved around, and just as importantly, that's coupled with a layout that's easily understood at a glance. There are 6 video channels plus 2 stills on top. And at the rear, you'll see that 4 of those video channels are SDI format, which are perfect for long camera runs. A good selection of camera shots becomes essential when trying to maintain audience engagement and fully convey the experience of a live event remotely. The other video inputs are HDMI and RGB, and these have scalers built in that will sort out any potentially difficult sources like PCs, tablets, or even smartphones. A hybrid event will almost certainly require that you send different content to the stream or recording than what's sent to the main screen locally. The stream content is more like a live TV production with multiple camera angles, titling and compositing. And this is where the 5 separate outputs on the V60 play a major role, because they're freely assignable between 3 different sources. And that could mean a program out with titling, split screen, etc. being streamed, while another is sent to the main screen with simpler podium headshots and presentation slides. Having set up separate outputs, it's then ideal if you can easily and independently switch sources for each of those streams with a dedicated hardware button. And this is a key feature on many of our switches, including the V60. The streamed audio mix would also likely be slightly different from what is sent to the front of house PA. The V60 has very high quality audio inputs and extensive audio parameters like filters, EQ, compressors, gates, etc. to get just the right sound for the broadcast or recording. Earlier I mentioned the importance of having a good selection of camera shots for the streamed content, and a great way to achieve that is with a couple of remote PTZ cameras, because they can store multiple positions from a single vantage point and don't require an operator. The V60HD has built-in control and position recall for remote cameras using the VISCA protocol. This is a huge advantage for the single operator setup. There's no space taken up with a separate control surface, and you can even use a USB game controller with the remote software. Speaking of the remote software, it's worth having a quick glance at that because it's well laid out, and apart from providing a slick graphic interface for all the audio channels and video parameters, the remote camera control section is also very easy to understand and operate. Another great use for the remote control software is as a control surface for a second operator to use in more complex events. There can be a lot going on when you're essentially creating 2 separate shows. Before we finish, I also need to mention the UVC01. This capture device will convert one of the V60HD's outputs to USB 3, ready for streaming. It's also uniquely compatible with our Roland Live Record software, which allows you to record uncompressed at full HD while streaming to your chosen platform. There are, of course, an enormous number of features we haven't even mentioned in this video, but hopefully we've highlighted the ones that make the V60HD an especially good choice for hybrid events. For a deep dive on this switcher or any other, our website is proav.roland.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.